Welcome. I've decided to start a video series that tracks my YouTube progress each month. So this is the first video in that series. Each video is going to look back at the previous month, review the analytics and go over some key learnings. I'm hoping that these videos will be useful to new YouTubers that are thinking of starting a channel, or those that have just started, to showcase some realistic progress. I also wanted to do this for my own benefit because it'll be useful to look back on in the future and see the full journey. And it also creates a little bit of accountability for myself, which is never a bad thing. This first video is going to look back at my progress over the past 3 months, partly because I've only just thought of the idea for the series, but also I think the first 3 months is a good duration to look back on and reflect. If I'd done it after the first month, I think I had like 2 videos and 20 views, so there's not too much to digest there. As this is the first one in the series, alongside my analytics and learnings, I'll also give a little bit of background as to why I'm doing the channel in the first place and answer a few key questions. Let's jump in. Why did I decide to start a YouTube channel? To be honest, it's always something that I wanted to try, but other things always took priority, and it wasn't something I seriously considered until very recently. For those of you who know the Sidemen, I actually went to school with Vikram, and I still remember him talking to me in year 9 D&T when he was first starting out and pulling up his earnings and views, which even then I found fascinating. I actually think I was in some of his first ever videos playing Call of Duty, but at the time that world just wasn't really an interest to me. I wasn't a big gamer and I really wanted to focus on studies, as I was always told by everyone really that that was the only route to success. I mean, how wrong they were when you see some of the things people are doing these days. But Vikram, if you ever watch, which is incredibly unlikely, but still, fair play, sir. Absolutely smashing it. Another reason is this is massively outside of my comfort zone. I describe myself mainly as an extroverted introvert, and I've never been particularly active on social media channels or made videos at all. So I'm a complete novice when it comes to this stuff. I also don't have any followings on any other social media channels at all, so I'm completely starting from scratch here. Weirdly though, I really like doing things outside of my comfort zone, and I enjoy the slight nervousness to it and get massive pride from learning and developing new skills. Another reason for the YouTube channel is I've always had a huge passion for health, wealth generation and personal growth. I've got a degree in biomedical science, I own multiple businesses, and I'm always reading and researching ways to better myself in any way possible. So I feel like this YouTube channel gives me an outlet to share this knowledge rather than my family and friends having to put up with my ramblings all the time. What have I learned in my first 3 months of YouTube? Honestly, so much. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm starting from absolute zero here in all aspects, from the idea generation, the filming, the editing, the thumbnails, literally all of it. There's still so much for me to learn, so I wouldn't say I've nailed any of these aspects yet, to be honest. There's also things like how to make videos more entertaining, how to present information clearly, how to layer B-roll. But another thing I've learned is that YouTube isn't as easy as it looks, which is a massive credit to the YouTubers out there who make everything look so simple. I think before you start your channel, you can think, I can do that. I'll create some videos, do some editing and instantly be a hit. I think a lot of people that don't have channels and never try it will also think it's about YouTubers and content creators, hence the get a proper job brigade. But it's only once you do it yourself and get 3 views per video and then properly look into some of these YouTubers that have got 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 subscribers. And yes, obviously their videos are very high quality from a production and entertainment point of view, but then you also realise that they've been posting consistently at this level for the past 5 to 10 years, which really screams to me that you have to enjoy the process. If you come into this with a view of getting some quick wins and blowing up overnight, I personally think you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run. It's not a sustainable way to do things, and even if you do get success, if you don't enjoy it, then what is the point? You end up creating something you don't even enjoy doing, and there's so many other ways you can be successful, which leads on to the next question, which is, what have you enjoyed about YouTube so far? I'm really enjoying the whole process, everything from the idea generation to the filming, the editing, the thumbnail making. I also really enjoy the strategy element to it. As mentioned before, I love learning new things, so the huge amount of learning here has been amazing, both from a YouTube perspective, but also the topic that I'm making videos about. It gives me an outlet to really deep dive into some of the research and statistics surrounding these topics. I also really like the instant feedback and analytics that video creation and YouTube creates. You may think you've absolutely smashed a video out of the park, it's a great idea, thumbnails the best you've ever seen, but you actually don't know until you release it. The statistics and feedback can help you with this and allow you to analyse it, but to be honest, at this stage, I'm trying not to get too caught up in the analytics world. The main thing for me at the minute is just improving and trying new things. Alongside this, another thing that I really like about YouTube is the fact that you grow in a community of like-minded people who are interested in very similar topics. It really excites me for now, but also for the future of my channel. And as of filming, I'm currently on 9 videos and I have 3 subscribers, and my videos are getting less than 10 views views each, which I know some would be discouraged by this and potentially even give up because it looks like quite a slow start compared to others, but I'm a pretty hard kind of guy. The fact that I've got 3 people that have decided they want to subscribe and see more of my content is just so cool to me. I want to build an audience and a community of like-minded individuals on this channel, which is part of the reason at this stage I'm focusing almost exclusively on long-form content. I've always aligned with the mantra fewer better people, and it's exactly the same with my channel. I would like fewer better subscribers, people who engage and really care and influence the content that I'm making. So shout out to my 3 subscribers. What are the key challenges so far? Definitely making the time. I own multiple recruitment and property businesses, so I work pretty long hours already, which I absolutely love, by the way, and wouldn't change for the world. But then I also have to make time for health and fitness, family, friends, and again, I don't think people appreciate how much time and effort goes into each one of these videos, as you larger YouTubers make it look so easy. I know granted some of them may have teams of people now to assist, which does help, but every single one of them would have had to go through this stage. Trying to sound and act natural in front of a camera is another new for me and a challenge. People rank public speaking amongst one of the scariest things to do in life, but honestly 3 months ago I would take that in a heartbeat over speaking to the camera. I think it's probably because at least with public speaking you can see the people you're speaking to, whereas with this I'm just speaking to the camera here now and it's the complete unknown. But the more I do this, the more comfortable I'm starting to become, but there's still a lot of improvement to be made. The other challenge, which I never even considered, was just the amount of storage that you need and how savvy you need to be with it. Honestly, the first month I was having so many problems with this, particularly when it came to editing. I'd film a 10-minute clip and immediately be out of storage. And then it was a case of navigating file locations in cloud storage and external storage, which I've still not fully got my head around because I just find it so boring, but it is a necessity. I'm still not great at it, but I record directly into the script with most of my videos, which does help a lot from a storage point of view. Best performing video in the 3 months and why? My best performing video so far, ironically, is probably the video that least aligned with my channel's overall theme, which is a video of me cutting my hair after 7 years, which I'll link in the description for anyone that's interested. I think the reason why is just because it's quite a unique thing and therefore by default pretty clickable. I mean, let's also put things into perspective. It's sitting on around 220 views as of today, so it's not gone to the moon or anything, but it has got 10 times the amount of views compared to most of my other videos. The worst performing video in 3 months so far, and why? So far, my worst performing video is my video on how I got rid of my lower back pain, which I'll also link in the description. I think it's just because it's incredibly generic and also a very saturated topic, so won't be anywhere near the search pages at this stage. It's probably reliant on a few people watching the whole thing, liking and commenting before anything's going to happen with it, which could take time, and that's okay. I do think this video could do well in the future. It's very heavily reliant on the YouTube algorithm picking it up and the right people coming across it. And I hope they do, not even just from a personal point of view, but because the information in that video genuinely changed my life. And even though it's my worst performing video, sitting on around 3 views I think at the minute, I actually think for the right person who is suffering from low back pain, probably my most valuable video, which is fantastic. I'm not just doing this channel for the sake of views. If I can genuinely help people, that is the goal. Right, let's take a look at some of the analytics. So the analytics after month 1, which was December 2024, my long form got actual views of 235, impressions was 3.4k, with a click-through rate of 4.9%, and the average view duration was 1 minute and 6 seconds. Analytics after month 2, which was January 2025, the views and impressions dropped, the impression click-through rate also dropped, and the average view duration increased, which is always nice. And then the analytics after month 3, very inconsistent here. I actually didn't really post much in February, to be honest, because I had a situation where I came to the end of the pipeline of loads of content that I'd created and I hadn't started anything fresh, so it ended up with a little bit of a delay. Although interestingly, even though my views were less, a higher proportion was starting to come from YouTube search, which is great for longevity and is something that I was targeting at the time. So this is the total views and analytics over the 3-month period. I've got 315 views, 4.9 thousand impressions, average click-through rate of 4.4%, and average view duration of 128. So there we go. I know some people might say where they want to be subscriber and view-wise for the following month, but I actually just think that's a little bit pointless at this stage. It's so out of my control. I think the best thing I can do is keep going and improving. So instead, I hope to have improved on one key skill by the time I make the next video in this series. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you then.